Yeah, 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 Urko. Hey, 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 look. Yeah, what's going on? I go by the name of Steph Urko, and welcome back to another episode of Millennium Dungeon. How's everybody doing this beautiful weekend? Me, Steph, and my wonderful co-host.
Mari, aka Afropuff.
How you doing, Afro Pup?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, it's a Sunday in fall.
Exactly. How was your week?
We don't want to talk about my week.
Oh shit, I know what that means.
Listen,
The bullshit.
that's the only way to describe it this week, actually.
Okay.
So,
We gonna leave it at that.
it's okay because like this week is a a 4-day week. I don't have work tomorrow, and then Friday we're going on a field trip. So I really just got to get through 3 real days of work. Field trips are difficult, but I don't have to teach.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah,
love to be teaching. So, you know,
exactly.
it's going to be a great week.
As you should be. That's how everybody need to go into the week. I forgot. Tomorrow was Columbus Day. Somebody reminded me on Thursday. I'm like, damn, we do got a 3-day week, so weekend. For me at least, I'm off. So
Oh yeah, you do work for the government,
I'm, I guess so.
huh?
But let's jump right into it. Kanye, Kanye West. So
He's Ira.
so obviously we know about the interview he did with
Tucker
reporter from
Carlson.
yep, from Fox News, and they he was interviewed about on the shirt that he had on Fashion Week. You know, White Lives Matter, and he had several models wearing White Lives Matter T-shirts, and he was just going on in the interview saying that White Lives Matter because they do. And he was just asked like, why do you think it's significant? Because he was just saying he said it as a joke because he said his dad texted him talking about White Lives Matter, ha ha ha, and he said his dad was part of the Black Panther Party too, and he even thought it was funny because I guess Kanye wanted to make a shirt like that as a sarcasm and irony as a way of humor, just to show like a black man wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. And
Right.
obviously, you know, social media didn't take humor into that. You know, people was going crazy about that for the last like 5 days, 5 or more days. It's going crazy. Shit, I think in the whole world about to burn down because that one shirt. So, what do you think about it? What do you think about the whole Kanye West White Lives Matter T-shirt?
So I can't stand him, to be honest. Like, uh, and okay, in my defense, I remember being in middle school and saying I really just don't like him, and I didn't like his music very much. So I do have a bias. I'll start there with that. I have a bias, but also I just think he does things for the publicity of it, and he does things to be inflammatory. So he knew what he was doing. He knew people weren't just going to read that as like funny. It's not joking funny because that phrase actually has been labeled as a hate slogan
Mm-hmm.
because groups like the Ku Klux Klan have used it as a way to, suggest that white people should be the majority. It should be supreme. And so, like, he knew what he's doing. He is not an unintelligent person. And he's going to play it like, oh, I was making a joke, haha. But I think he just does a lot of stuff for looks to get his name out there, to be the talk of the town, to be inflammatory, not realizing the repercussions of his actions and not caring about the repercussions of his actions.
Right. Okay, so I guess I'm going to kind of be the devil's advocate because, and this is hard to be
Yeah.
devil's advocate with Kanye because
Because he is the devil. No, I'm kidding.
no, yeah, hey, we ain't gonna call him the devil now. No, he ain't the devil. Now,
I,
I
I
think
said what I
Kanye
said. Never
West.
mind. I don't take it back.
Listen, I think Kanye West is a very smart person, right? I
Correct.
think he's a very intelligent person that like believes in and strongly believes in certain things, and he stands by it. However, like it's kind of like you said before. I also don't believe that Kanye West understands the repercussions of what everything he says. Because like if we look at this, we not even gonna look at like the whole White Lives Matter thing. Look, remember when he said slavery was a choice?
Right. Wait, I didn't say that he doesn't understand the repercussions. He doesn't care.
Yeah, right.
He don't care.
So it's just like we live in a world where it's like obviously we have the choice to say what we want, free thinking, all that stuff. But honestly, I think Kanye doesn't understand like the level and power that he holds, and like the majority of people that actually look up to and listen to him and take influence about everything he says. So when he makes statements of saying white lives matter, I I think he knew that it was going to get backlash, and I think it was a marketing way to get his people to look at his fashion designs, to get people to
Oh yeah.
talk about Fashion Week, because obviously we know the past like 7 to 9 years, fashion has been a big thing for Kanye, and this has been a venture that he's had trouble with. He's explained this on several interviews that the fashion world is just trying to keep him out or keep him down because they see him as just an artist or a rapper. So this is just a way to market his brand more in the fashion world to get people talking. But it was
Right.
a better way to do it. You get what I'm saying? He didn't have to make a slogan that says "White Lives Matter," because guess what? We know that.
Right. Well, that's
You
the
get what I'm
thing.
saying?
He's like, oh, I'm a black man wearing the obvious, white lives matter. Then why did you need to wear it if it was obvious?
Yeah.
All lives matter. We know that. However, you are making a mockery out of a statement that has come from our people's pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're making a mockery of black and brown people and even white people saying black lives matter, because that's like one, the bare minimum, and two, like something that isn't being shown enough in our media, in our culture, in our society. And so you thought it was funny to wear a shirt that said white lives matter. For what?
Mm.
For what?
And my thing is this too. It's like I said before. Kanye West is very smart. I feel like a lot of people like really don't understand how smart he is, because if I look at a lot of Kanye West interviews too, because like some of the stuff that he be saying be like true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that he says is like true as when it comes to the fashion world, or how the media tries to dictate and control our decisions and stuff. I agree with that. So I'll be thinking, but then when he does little things like this, or the slavery was a choice thing, and I'm like, bro, what you doing? It's like that best friend that's doing good in an argument, and then they say some dumb shit. You be like, oh, you was this close. You was
Right.
this close. You was doing so good, man. And it's just
I
like,
think the issue is you can't. It's really difficult to take his valid point seriously because he makes it a point to also be so foolish, to
yeah,
also be so sensational, to say things that I think is purposeful, that are, like I said, inflammatory or ridiculous or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can have valid points, but he's not the only people making these valid points. His ideas aren't necessarily super original.
mm,
Uh, he just said them, but he's the first person to say it, because it's really hard to buy into someone saying the things he does when they don't conduct themselves in a respectful manner.
yeah,
They don't conduct themselves in a dignified manner. And I am the last person to talk about respect, like to agree with respectability politics, and that idea that like you have to act or be a certain way as a black person in order to gain respect for white people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I need you to hold yourself at least to a certain standard as a black person for me to respect you.
right,
Like, I mean, I respect people just for existing, but to take you seriously and to take your ideas seriously, I need you to be serious.
right,
You know what I mean? And like, I I high key think he tries to be like the black Donald Trump. He wants to be our Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like that's his idea. Like and he talks about how he respects that man and admires him, and he wore his MAGA hat and had multiple meetings with him, and whatever. They're both celebrities, you know. Uh, but it's that same idea, like somebody who occasionally might have a good idea or two, but is so ridiculous in other ways, so horrendous sometimes in other ways that it's hard to take them seriously. You don't want to take them seriously. And the things they say that might be valid are automatically like lessened by the foolishness.
Right. You
And
know
what
the thing about it too about what makes it hard for people to take Kanye West serious sometimes when he has like a real message to say is the way he like portrays himself on social media. Because I don't know if you like watch his tweets or his Instagram stories and stuff, like when obviously about the whole thing with the divorce with him and Kim K. You know what I'm saying? And like how the
right,
whole thing's like my wife's trying to control my kids, or the Kardashian family is doing this, or
right,
there are a bunch of I'm not even gonna say the words what he called them. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
it's the same. It's like it's hard for us to take you serious when you have a serious message if you can't conduct yourself on social media.
That
When if you're
that's
being
exactly
like
my
my,
point.
it's like when you're like a CEO of a certain company and you want your staff to take you serious, but they see you outside work being playful and not being serious about anything else. If you want people to take you serious, fine. If you want people to listen to your message, fine. But you gotta conduct yourself in that certain manner. You just can't be just being childish just because somebody disagree or you don't like what somebody's saying about what you do. Because he goes
Right,
on about free thinking and we should be able to say what we want or say how we feel and stuff. But when somebody critiques him about it, then it's no, you don't understand. Da, da, da. No, you don't understand. Like I know what I'm talking about. It's like he
what does it matter if you know what you're talking about if you can't convey it to everybody else in a way that makes sense?
exactly. He has an opinion. Other people have opinion. We all have opinions, but it's all
Right,
about how you can portray yourself too. You know what I'm saying? You just can't snap out on somebody just because they don't agree with you with the way you want. And he's done that with the Kardashian
everyone.
family, like artists that are signed under him, people that he called so-called friends. I've seen him with. He did it with Diddy. He did it with Kid Cudi.
Right,
He did it with Big Sean. He did it with Jay-Z. It's just like it's so many examples of where Kanye West just snapping out on like people just
right,
because they didn't like agree with them or they didn't side with him the same way that he wanted. It's like
right,
Kanye, we're allowed to be different. Just like we say, or you say, okay, I can be a free thinker. I should be able to say how I want in the media. Well, that's what they're doing. And you're getting mad at them for that.
right.
But
And just because you say something doesn't mean people don't have aren't able to put their own spin on what you said.
mm-hmm,
Oh, they're twisting what I said. No, if you said what you meant what you said, they couldn't twist it.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I, he likes to put himself out there for the court of public appeals a lot of the time, I feel like.
mm-hmm,
Like for example, with his whole marriage, you knew who you were marrying when you married her. You knew the family before you married her.
mm-hmm.
So now that she no longer wants to be with you because of your actions, and I'm sure there's things that she's done wrong, etc. Two-way street, it's a marriage.
Right.
But now that she no longer wants to be with you and you are not getting your way, she's this, that, and the third. All of a sudden, you're worried about this white woman raising your black kids. But you knew that before you got with her. Period.
Yeah.
You made these choices. And so I don't understand why he is always bringing his drama, his business, to us, the public. And then you can't bring your drama, your business to the public. And that's what he has done very, very loudly
Mm-hmm.
and very clearly. And then you can't be mad that not everyone agrees with you. You know what I mean? And it's funny how he's always posting about these type of things for us to comment on. But like, what are you doing in court? Talking about, oh, she won't let me see my kids, but why are you telling us? Call your lawyer.
Yeah. That's the thing I had with every celebrity too. When they put like their legal business within their family or their personal drama on social media, and then get mad when people like respond to it with their own opinions. It's like you put that out there. Nobody
Right.
put a gun to your head and force you to post about that stuff. And if you
Yeah.
really cared about your family, about like handling it the right way, you would take this in court. This is not a
And
matter you would put on Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it's fake. It's fake outrage. It's fake wokeness in so many ways to me. Like, I don't think he's an unintelligent person, but let's stop acting like you are the most intelligent person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he really just doesn't think his shit stank, and like, it just doesn't work that way. Just like we all have opinions. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He just gets on my nerves. I can't lie.
Like, and Kanye West is still one of my favorite artists musically. I'm not gonna like to this day, he's still one of my favorite artists that I grew up like listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, I think he's a very intelligent person, but I feel like sometimes he just needs to like before he like makes certain bold statements, he just need to sit down and be like, yo, what kind of controversy is this really gonna stir up? But he just says, like, even in the interview, he said, I said White Lives Matter at the spur of a moment because it was a gut feeling. It's like that shows me right there that you should
He's
be doing
impulsive.
interviews. Exactly. You're impulsive. You can't just be saying certain things without knowing the repercussions. Like I said, everybody is a free thinker. Everybody
Right.
should be able to say what they want, but you should also know every action has an outcome. So yeah,
Right.
you're mad at people for coming at you for showing the White Lives Matter show, but at the end of the day, you should know that why black people are mad. I'm not going to even take you on some history lesson on, oh yeah, back in slavery and stuff, all the years in pain. We can just look at the past 5 years now that black people have been dealing with police brutality. You know why black people are going to be mad about that, bro. Come on,
Right.
dog. Like,
Every action has a consequence, good or bad.
yes,
And I think he just wants the controversy. All There's a saying like all publicity is good publicity.
yeah,
I feel like that's his viewpoint. And so if you disagree with him or you question his actions or you just are like, why? It somehow he feels like, or at least appears like, when you're like, why? Like, what was the point of this? He doubles down. He can't ever be like, oh yeah, I was wrong, or yeah, that was a little out of pocket, But that's what he wants.
yeah. I don't know. I sometimes I kind of feel bad for Kanye too because obviously like he does
I
need like
don't.
treatment and therapy. I feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes I feel like he don't have the right people in his corner to be like, okay, Kanye, you can't be saying everything. Like, calm down. You know what I'm saying? But he
I
just
don't
goes
think
on impulse a lot.
I agree. He goes impulse a lot, but my thing is, I don't think even if he had the right people in his corner, because he
Mm,
might have the right people in his corner, we don't know. I don't think he was gonna. I don't think he would listen.
yeah,
And my issue is, yes, he has mental health issues. Yes, he's had a hard life in some respects, whatever. But he also has more money than most people. So to help himself.
mm,
And he does not have to deal with the struggles that the average person with those same health issues, same mental health issues, whatever issues has to deal with them.
yeah,
You have access to some of the best doctors, some of the best medical centers, some of the best therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, medications,
mm,
and you choose to not buy into it. You choose not to have the right people in your corner or to listen to the right people who are in your corner.
mm,
You know what I mean? And so you are making those choices for yourself. And there are people who I know or people in my community who don't even have 1/16th of what you have in opportunities and in privilege going through some of those struggles. And we're expecting them to figure it out. So no, I don't feel bad for him.
mm, yeah. So I had a question too, because
Okay.
obviously with the whole the Black Lives Matter movement, obviously, you know, the whole organization, you heard about them stealing money. The people at the top were stealing money, and they're under investigation with that too. So, and he actually brought that up in the interview too.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask your take on it. Like, do you think what people that were the head of the Black Lives organization, what they did, does that take away from the meaning and message of the slogan?
I don't think so.
Mhm.
I don't think it takes away from the meaning or the message or the efforts that people have made to help Black and brown people because of it. Um, because yes, the people who were at the top of the organization weren't using the money for what they were supposed to. But that doesn't have to do with the message of the organization. Corrupt power, there's a quote like power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Mhm.
So they did what I kind of expect. If you don't think that's how most organizations are, there's a lot of improper money funding, like funneling in
Mhm.
nonprofits and whatever, you know. That's why people who work at Walmart can't afford to not be on assistance, but the CEO makes billions of dollars and the company is worth billions, almost trillions of dollars because they're funneling their money in a way that isn't being, shown back to their workers. That's a corruption,
Mhm.
you know? And I just say, so to me, my real point is just like I can't stop shopping at Walmart, I'm not going to stop saying Black Lives Matter
Mhm.
and supporting that message because we haven't even made it to the baseline of Black Lives Mattering. That is, listen, the bar is in hell. I've just been feeling that way a lot recently, but it really still is. Like,
Yeah.
why? That's all we can get. Is that we matter as humans? Like, give me a break.
Not even we equal, we matter. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like
We
you said, the
deserve to
bars are hell.
exist. We deserve to exist. We
And
deserve to be treated in a way that we are able to exist.
I agree with everything you said about the whole like doesn't take away the message thing too. And the problem I had with this whole thing with the White Lives Matter, because I feel like it gives like a certain group of people just a more reason to be like, well, why should I care about it? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
This person like Kanye West has this kind of influence and power. And so even he's saying that Black lives shouldn't matter. Even he's saying that we shouldn't care about it because the people at the top of the Black Lives or movement were corrupt. So why should we even care? And it's
Right.
like you're just using that as an excuse to say I don't have to care about Black lives. Like, don't even try to blame Kanye West or the people at the top of the Black Lives organization or why you
Right.
shouldn't care about Black Lives Matter. Because the truth of the matter is, the same people that are saying that are the same people that wouldn't support either way. Let's keep it a real. You know what I'm saying? Whether those people that were in the Black Lives organization were corrupt or not, it will be still people trying to find a way to say Black lives really don't matter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And honestly, you and me, you see, we went to the same school, so you also know like the culture and the environment of the school we went to. It's like we see people like that all the time, especially when Trump got he got elected as president, and it's just like I don't know about you, I'm just tired of having to defend the whole slogan in general of why Black lives should matter. I'm tired of going breaking down
Right.
little bullet points of saying, well, we went through this and that, and it's just white people just like don't see it.
Well, it's because they're being purposefully obtuse.
Yeah.
They are purposely missing the point because they do not want to see the point. And if they don't see the point, then that means they can continue on with the status quo. That they get to continue to benefit from their white privilege.
Mhm. Exactly. Some people are going to be blind to the message either way, and
Right.
I'm just tired of having to explain it. Like if I over here like somebody having a conversation of like, or why are Black people still asking this, or why are Black people saying Black Lives Matter? I'm not even going to argue with you because at the end of the day, deep down, I feel like you already know. And
Yeah.
back in the day, like if this was like 50, 60 years ago, okay, I have a little bit more understanding because back in the day, they didn't have the same resources like we do now to really do the research of why we say Black Lives Matter or why Black people so angry. It was just word of mouth. But now, if you want to see discrimination against Black people, you Google that, it's going to be over 200,000 different results.
Right.
So it's like you can go on YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram. It's so many examples we see all the time of a Black person
Every
being
day.
discriminated by the law, by corporations, by or just people on the street. It's so many examples. So the fact that you're still asking this question in 2022, it's just like, bro, like chill out. like sit down and do your own research, man. Yeah.
Well, it's not our job as Black people to educate you on why my life matters or why I should be able to exist comfortably without persecution.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
It's not, and I used to be one of those people like when we were back in school to feel like I had to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't want to be that Black person just sat on the side and just be let them like, oh yeah, talk about us, da da da. But at the same time, it's just like it's not my job to educate you
You
on
can't
why you
fix
should.
stupid.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not my job to educate you on why to treat another human being the right way.
Right.
That's your parents' job. That's something that you should learn at a young age. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, and if your parents don't teach it, it's your job to teach yourself.
exactly, just go out there in the world and like learn. Like a lot of people got to learn certain things, maybe the hard way, but that's still learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't take the time out to actually learn about other cultures and stuff like that, then you're just doing yourself a disservice. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because we can all sit here and be like, oh yeah, we just gonna hang out with people that look just like us. But yeah, you're kind of depriving yourself from getting to learn new experiences in different
Right.
cultures. Because if you just look at something from one angle all the time, you're not going to be able to see certain from other sides.
Right. Diversity is beautiful. That's
Exactly.
what it is. Diversity in people, diversity in all respects, height, race, class,
Yeah.
you know, body size, gender, whatever. Diversity creates this beautiful bouquet of experiences and point of views and differences that we should be able to celebrate. But unfortunately, we still aren't able to. And we have people like Kanye West who try to profit and get profit off of knowing that what I say, what I do is going to cause a reaction, you know? And like I get it, people view him as a musical genius in many respects. You know, I don't necessarily like his music, and I could say I haven't really liked his music most of my life, but there are of course some songs that I like, or I recognize like the importance of the song to the culture, you know. And so it's almost like it's hard to watch him because he's like always seeking attention. He's like a puppy, and I don't like puppies.
That was so random of an analogy, and I don't like puppies. Oh damn! Like I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that.
No, I couldn't think of something that always is seeking attention, so I said
Yeah,
puppies. But I actually don't like puppies.
I got you.
They're cute. They're cute. Don't come for me. Do not come for me in the comments. I have no issues with dogs. I'm just not a dog person. They're cute. I like your Instagram photos, your Facebook posts. Don't come for me, but they're just not my cup of tea. I don't want one.
Right. I get what you said, and like I said before, Kanye West is a very intelligent person, but I just feel as though he needs to be more cautious on what he says and like more cautious on the power and influence he has, so that way when he makes certain bold statements and stands behind them, he understands the repercussions and the outcomes that he's going to face. Because you
Right.
can't make bold statements like you did and then get mad when people going to have opinions or have different opinions than you.
Right. Well, did you hear about like the anti-Semitic tweets he made the other night?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, read.
Like, it's just like, bro, why can't you? Why is it necessary?
Yeah,
So now he's locked out of Twitter, and he right now has a block or something. Like he's not banned off of Instagram right now, but he can't make any posts
yeah.
because of anti-Semitic things he has said on both of those sites. Like, but as I think he likes to say things that are problematic, that say things and do things that are controversial in the for the purpose of getting the reactions. Now he's banned off Twitter. Now he's, has He violated community standards on Instagram or whatever. And so he could go back and say, oh, they're trying to censor me. Oh, they don't want to hear what I have to say. Oh, you know what I mean? So he becomes the victim. And I think he likes to play the victim a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not the victim. You are someone with money, power, and status. You are not the victim for being held to a standard that everyone in that community is supposed to be held to.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. BFFR. I'm just saying.
Do you think people are really going to cancel Kanye West this time,
No.
or you think it's it's going to be a little thing where
he has
people gonna
20
get mad?
plus years of craziness, and they're just adding it to his list. But I think people like it because he is like salacious. You know, he says damning things. People think it's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's why are we talking about him? Because it's crazy. You know what I mean? And so that's what he's banking on.
Yeah.
And canceling doesn't actually ever happen.
Yeah.
I've said this before. Cancel culture isn't real. It's fake. Nobody who's canceled actually stays canceled. It's very, very rare. And those people typically who do stay canceled did something extra horrible. And let's be real, most of us don't have the memory to keep up with it.
Exactly. At the end of the day, people are going to put entertainment over a moral compass. So I'm just saying,
That part.
You know what I'm saying? We can get mad at Kanye all we want. You can type as many paragraphs on Facebook or Instagram in the comment section about how he this and that. But as soon as Don the 3 gonna drop, you know damn well what you're gonna be streaming on Apple and Spotify. Let's keep it real, y'all. So
Right.
just know that. Don't stand on what you say, just like you expect him to stand on what he says. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I personally will not be listening.
Like I said, he's still one of my favorite artists. I just feel like Kanye, he just needs some help, because I think
He
because what he
needs to
says,
help himself.
yeah, I know, help comes from within too. Help does come from within too. You gotta want to seek help too. I understand that. It's just,
You have to want to be better
yeah, it's I
because
just
he
because
has the access to it.
because some of the stuff he says, I'm just like, yeah, that's true. But then he makes certain bold statements, whether it's about Trump or whether it's about slavery to choice, whether it's about what he just said recently. It's just like, bro, you messing up everything because you know how people they focus on the bad before the good. You can say 100 different good things, but you say one bad thing, people want to narrow in and focus on that before everything else. So it's like when he makes bold statements like that, it's like, bro, you know everything you did now, it doesn't even mean nothing.
Well, I think people would be able to excuse it if it was something that happened rarely.
Yeah.
But he comes up with a different, bold, crazy, incorrect, rude, offensive, whatever statement every other freaking week. So
you know, you know how I feel? I feel like that that parent that's trying to defend their kid and the parent teacher conference, and they're like, well, my child would never do that. We have the evidence right here.
Right.
Like, damn.
That is like, that is what Kanye West fans sound like. My little brother, diehard. On Spotify, he is typically in the 0.01% top Kanye West listeners. So, like I said, I'm not a Kanye fan, but I've listened to a lot of Kanye. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that is what y'all sound like.
Man. I get you. Like I said before, it's just like if you gotta remember with being a celebrity or being a person of status, it comes with a certain price. Of saying what you like, people are gonna watch what you say, and you gotta watch what you say at all times. So when you have a certain level of power and status, you gotta remember the outcome that you're gonna get. Whatever bold statement you get, you're gonna you gotta realize that every action has an outcome, and whatever you say, you can't get mad when people have different opinions than you on it.
Or you can't get mad when people hold you to what you say and then try to change the narrative about what you said. No, if you didn't mean what you said, then you shouldn't have said it like that.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Trump. That's how I feel about Kanye. You know, Get it together. Be better. Do better. You have the money to be better.
That's
I
all I
don't
got to
feel.
say.
Listen, I don't
That's
feel
all I got to
sympathy
say.
for rich people. So
Yeah.
good night, y'all.
Yeah. That's all I
On
got
that
to
note,
say about that. Kanye, just try to do better, man. Just try to do better. Anything else you got to say?
not at all.
With that being said, I go by the name of Steph Urkel,
And I'm Amari, aka Afropuff.
and this has been another episode of Millennial Dungeon. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah. Urkel.